Nike, are you taking notes? Because many of us are still trying to figure out what Nike is doing. Or maybe it would be better to say what Nike is not doing.
You would think that a company that built its empire on legendary athletes would know how to handle a generational talent like CAITLIN Clark, but instead of treating her like the star she has earned, Nike has once again sidelined her in favor of other players. Remember when Nike says, "Just do it well"? Not only is CAITLIN Clark the NBA's Rookie of the Year, but she is also the most marketable basketball player of all time. From setting records on the court to packing arenas and attracting record-breaking viewership, she has demonstrated that she is a once-in-a-generation talent. However, Nike's response, a conspicuous lack of promotion, delayed launches, and yet another startling decision, has fans wondering what the company is thinking.
Nike has CAITLIN Clark at a deal, and they're not utilizing her. They're acting like too many people in the WNBA who don't get it, who want to make sure that CAITLIN stays in her place and that they do things a certain way.
In this video, we'll go into great detail about Nike's most recent disregard for CAITLIN Clark, how they've repeatedly failed to market her effectively, and the mounting annoyance of fans who believe she deserves better. We'll also demonstrate how other companies are doing it correctly and why this tactic could be costly. Nike, before we break it down, please remember to subscribe to the channel. Are you ready to learn why everyone is discussing why Nike simply can't keep up? Let's get started.
In the beginning, it could have been Adidas, not Nike.
Yeah.
Tell me how that went down. What was going on in your head?
You know what? The thing is, I never wore Nike shoes until I signed a Nike contract. All through college, we wore Converse. And up to that point, my favorite shoe was an Adidas shoe.
For a very long time, Nike has been associated with excellence. Basketball was redefined by Michael Jordan. Millions of people are still motivated by Kobe Bryant's legacy, and Serena Williams took her magic to tennis.
Once I went through the presentation with Nike, they really made a great effort of trying to, have my input on the shoes, design any shoes that I wanted to wear.
When it came to women's basketball, Nike made their intentions known by collaborating with celebrities like Lisa Leslie and Cynthia Cooper in the early WNBA to create campaigns that demonstrated their understanding of the importance of improving the women's game. Nike didn't just sponsor these athletes, they turned them into icons. Their campaigns sold more than just shoes. They sold stories, emotions, and dreams.
Cynthia Cooper, guard, Houston Comets.
Yeah, hi.
Why'd you pull up 4-3 on the break last night?
Well, I was open.
Tina was open on the block.
Yeah, but...
You know she's money down there. Why'd you take it? I know I wouldn't have.
Because I was
My
open.
mama says because is not an answer.
Your mama's right.
Should've hit Tina down low.
I promise I will next time.
Assuming there is a next time. The way I see it, you owe Tina an apology.
These were cultural moments rather than merely marketing campaigns. Nike had a talent for finding not only gifted athletes, but also game-changing individuals who could elevate their voices and weave their personal tales into captivating narratives that resonated globally. For decades, the swoosh became a symbol of progress, inclusivity, and athletic excellence. Fast forward to today, and the story is entirely different despite having, without a doubt, CAITLIN Clark is the most well-known basketball player at the moment. After her record-setting college season and WNBA freshman debut, Nike has been surprisingly quiet. Fans had expected bold campaigns, innovative merchandise, and an aggressive push to elevate her to the status of legends like Jordan or Bryant. Instead, she posted back-to-back, a couple of lukewarm promotions, memorable ads celebrating her Rookie of the Year honor, and little else to suggest they even recognize her unmatched marketability.
Nike struck absolute gold when they signed CAITLIN Clark to an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal. So why in the world are they ignoring her?
How did Nike, whether it was complacency, poor management, or a total failure to recognize the change in basketball culture, the company that revolutionized sports marketing lost the chance to make CAITLIN Clark their next icon? Whatever the reason, their current strategy seems to be the complete opposite of the bold visionary marketing that initially distinguished them. Here's the truth. Any company would consider themselves fortunate to have CAITLIN Clark in their lineup, but Nike seems content to keep her on the sidelines, missing a fantastic chance to solidify their position in women's sports. CAITLIN Clark's appeal is not just undeniable, it's transformative. She is the kind of player who attracts viewers, sells tickets, and inspires an entire generation of fans.
Nike is a business, and therefore Nike knows that CAITLIN Clark equals interest, equals fans buying merchandise, equals money, okay? So like, hello, man.
If you've watched this far and are enjoying the video, please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We understand that watching this video takes up some of your time, and we appreciate it. However, Nike's perplexing priorities don't just affect CAITLIN Clark. They're a reflection of a larger issue within the company's strategy, and as we'll see next, their most recent decision will leave you wondering if they've completely lost their touch.
The amount of people that have showed up in the stadiums, from the viewership numbers to people really wanting to wear a WNBA player's jersey or buy their merch or whatever it is, or have their shoe. Just how it's evolved in such a short period of time, I think shows everyone, there is real opportunity here.
In her first season alone, CAITLIN Clark broke records, dominated highlight reels, and attracted more spectators to arenas than any other WNBA player in years. She is more than just an athlete. Clark's popularity extends well beyond the court. She is a cultural magnet and a player who wins games. Her ability to engage with fans is unparalleled, demonstrating that her charisma, humility, and readiness to take on the burden of being a role model are just as important as her skill.
The more people can get out and watch the W or watch the college game or whatever it is, the better it's going to be for the future of the game.
From corporate sponsorships to grassroots admiration, both fans and brands have recognized the value that CAITLIN Clark brings. However, it appears that Nike has made her a household name, attracting more attention to women's basketball than any player in recent memory. This year, she has even outdrawn the NBA. Her influence extends beyond basketball, as evidenced by her involvement in celebrity golf tournaments and her role in soccer ownership bids. CAITLIN has demonstrated that she is a multifaceted personality with universal appeal. Wherever she goes, people are in awe.
It's in the car, actually.
Ouch. Sorry about that. Thanks. Okay.
Thank you.
Yay!
This is the reality. In addition to being the WNBA spokesperson, CAITLIN Clark is an untapped marketing, although Nike, the only company with her, seems happy to let her potential slip through their fingers. The narrative doesn't end here. In fact, Nike's most recent action just makes things more frustrating, and you'll have to hear it to believe it. Goldmine, any brand would salivate to have her. Enter an amazing athlete in her own right as Paige Bueckers. In a weird turn of events, Paige has already established herself in college basketball. The biggest name in professional basketball, who has already been compared to Michael Jordan for her ability to fill seats and create buzz in the women's game, has been benched for a player who hasn't even joined the league yet. This isn't just a small slip-up, it's a complete fumble. Nike announced the release of a signature shoe for Paige before CAITLIN Clark had a chance to process the news. CAITLIN Clark is the type of athlete who is rarely seen.
They've completely fumbled CAITLIN Clark in general. Like, when you get a generational athlete, you normally try to, build around said generational athlete.
CAITLIN has broken records, attracted sellout crowds, and attracted a large number of new fans to the WNBA, but Nike's response to her historic year has been incredibly disappointing. Fans are furious, and it's easy to understand why CAITLIN has done more for women's basketball in a single year than most athletes do in a lifetime. From her record-breaking rookie season to her ability to attract new viewers on her own, her influence is undeniable, but Nike's decision to release Paige's shoe first feels like a slap in the face, not only to CAITLIN but also to her supporters, as it conveys the message that even the league's most marketable players can be ignored for no apparent reason.
Why is the college player getting a collection before the most popular player in the world? Like, I understand. Cool, Paige Beckers, this is a very cool shirt. It says buckets. I understand. But you've now got, like, all talking about Paige Beckers, college basketball player. She's there being used to promote stuff, and the Paige Beckers collection is going to be there very, very soon.
This is about priorities, not just shoes. The timing couldn't be worse with CAITLIN Clark at the height of her fame. Nike has repeatedly demonstrated that they are willing to wager on certain athletes while disregarding those who are already proving themselves. This delay sends the incorrect message that even the most marketable player in the world isn't a priority, leaving fans to wonder if Nike even recognizes the momentum CAITLIN is generating for women's basketball.
Every day you look at it and you're like, this is a bigger fumble. Because, like, you've got a gold mine. You've got an absolute gold mine in CAITLIN Clark. And this is a company that's losing money.
Although Paige isn't at fault in this case, she is a remarkable talent who merits her own spotlight. Fans are baffled by Nike's choice to release her sneaker before Clark's. Why is a collegiate athlete being given preference over someone who is already dominating the professional scene? This choice shows how out of touch Nike is with their audience's needs and where their focus lies.
CAITLIN could have gone anywhere and been the face. Like we're seeing with Angel Reese with Reebok. Like, Angel Reese is an entire collection of clothes. Like what Reebok have done with Angel Reese. And the fact is CAITLIN's tied down for 8 years.
The fallout has been swift and loud, and fans have taken to social media to criticize Nike for what they perceive to be a huge oversight. Hashtags calling for justice for CAITLIN Clark have gained traction, and fans are openly questioning whether Nike knows what their audience wants. However, as Nike makes mistakes, other brands are filling the void, and one in particular is teaching them exactly how to do it.
Shoot.
Okay, I'll shoot.
What's happening?
But I don't see any hoop.
No, I said that because of, I'm sorry, shoot.
Barbecue.
They don't have one.
Stop saying yes.
I didn't know.
My acting skills are fire.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't worry.
Can you say the jingle for us right now?
No.
While Nike fails to capitalize on CAITLIN Clark's enormous popularity in a way that appeals to fans, another brand is demonstrating that marketing her is not only simple, but also incredibly effective. Enter State Farm, whose recent campaign showcasing CAITLIN Clark has been a huge success, and it's not surprising why they've done what Nike has done.
I could have sworn it was open.
Rookie move.
I was a rookie once.
CAITLIN Clark.
Aren't you Rookie of the Year?
That was last year. Ancient history. The stories that I could tell you. Here, pull up a chair.
Okay, I meant this rookie driver made that rookie move.
The commercial is straightforward, humorous, and enjoyable. It features CAITLIN with well-known people like Jake from State Farm and ESPN's Cassidy Hubber, putting her in realistic situations while highlighting her personality and spirit of competition. She can be seen wielding a golf club one second and then soaring like a superhero to a basketball game the next. It's intelligent, enjoyable, and most significantly, consistent with CAITLIN's persona.
Whoa. Dude, you need someone with more experience. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, State Farm's here to help, no matter how long you've been in the game.
Game? Oh, man.
Rookie move.
Fans adored it. The advertisement received a ton of positive feedback on social media, with many people highlighting how State Farm skillfully promoted their services while showcasing CAITLIN's skills and charm. The commercial focused on relatability and made CAITLIN the protagonist of the story, not only about basketball. In contrast to Nike's strategy, which feels tone-deaf and disconnected from the energy and excitement CAITLIN is creating for women's basketball, State Farm demonstrated a greater understanding of their audience and CAITLIN's appeal than Nike appears to have. Their campaign isn't just about selling insurance. It's about connecting with fans, celebrating the athletes they love, and demonstrating that they're paying attention to what matters. This isn't the first time a smaller brand has outperformed a giant like Nike. It's a classic underdog story. One business succeeds while the other struggles to stay up, but what's especially annoying is how clear the potential is. CAITLIN's success for State Farm is evidence that all it takes is a little imagination, hard work, and a readiness to accept what fans already know. CAITLIN Clark is a star. The question is, why can't Nike do the same? Why are they so reluctant to give CAITLIN the platform she deserves?
Come on, Andy.
The recent decisions made by Nike are not only frustrating, but also completely perplexing. Rather than capitalizing on CAITLIN Clark's rising fame, they have chosen to prioritize athletes who aren't making the same cultural or marketable impact, and nowhere is this more apparent than with A'ja Wilson.
Come on, Andy, you know the question for that. You know the answer for that.
A'ja, from exclusive promotions to widely reported MVP-centric branding, Wilson has been the focal point of Nike's women's basketball campaigns for years. However, the issue is that, despite Wilson's tremendous offensive totals, Nike has put all of its money on her. Her marketability hasn't even approached her prize total despite her accolades. To put it bluntly, her campaigns don't seem to connect with the fan base the way CAITLIN Clark's every action has enthralled people. Even with Nike's persistent efforts to highlight her, A'ja's name doesn't fill arenas, her influence doesn't result in record-breaking viewership, and in the perspective of the fans, she isn't the athlete advancing the sport. Not only is Nike's devotion to A'ja a misguided gamble, but it is also purposefully preventing them from completely embracing the direction of women's basketball.
Obviously, word on the street, as they say, is that they wanted to take care of A'ja Wilson first.
This choice is blatantly stubborn rather than strategic. Fans are fed up with Nike pushing the incorrect narrative while CAITLIN Clark keeps outperforming and shining without the backing she deserves, and social media is ablaze with resentment. The fans want CAITLIN to take center stage, and the hashtags and backlash aren't just noise. The real question is how much longer Nike can afford to waste this opportunity because their priorities aren't aligned, their messaging is tone-deaf, and their brand is in danger of slipping behind. Time is running out, and unless Nike takes a risk, this could be the mistake that shapes their women's basketball strategy for years to come.
They have decided to put all their eggs in the A'ja and Friends basket. They put all eggs in the UConn basket.
Not only is CAITLIN Clark a rising star, but she is also a revolution in the making. Her charisma and talent are changing women's basketball in front of our eyes. But Nike is still hesitant to fully support her, which could turn one of the biggest opportunities in sports marketing into their biggest regret. The signs are clear. Fans are demanding more representation for the athletes they look up to, and CAITLIN Clark is at the top of that list. As other brands step up their game, Nike can't afford to remain neutral. This is about the future of women's basketball and the opportunity to create something lasting. CAITLIN Clark represents everything the WNBA needs to keep growing excitement, new audiences, and a fresh story that fans can rally around. But in order for that to happen, Nike must stop playing it safe. They must acknowledge that CAITLIN is more than just another athlete. She is a movement. What will happen? Will Nike finally take the lead, or will they let another brand take center stage? Time is running out, and the next move could describe not only CAITLIN Clark's legacy, but also Nike's commitment to women's sports for years to come. Do you agree? If so, then leave a comment, like, and subscribe so that you don't miss anything. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.
Fortunately, they signed the woman to build a brand around. Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, CAITLIN Clark. Instead, in the early Clark era, Nike stock has tanked over this span, and the CEO just got ousted. By the way, though Clark got famous around 2022, if you want to buy her shoe, you could be waiting until 2026 or 2027.